seconds to load, and we are loaded. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today?
Better.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear. Nicole seems to be feeling a little bit better tonight.
A little bit, not much, but a little bit. But I'm hoping that when I go to the doctor, I'll get some real answers.
I'm glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. It's good to be seen again.
Yes, I tried doing this solo, and I don't do very well doing this solo.
But I had to go to the hospital. I had a reason to be there. So if you could pray for me, I'd appreciate it.
My brother happens to be watching tonight, and
Hi, David.
Tonight's topic is single moms.
David, where are you at?
From Ontario. He's in Canada.
Wow.
So,
He travels all over, doesn't he?
as part of this deal on single moms, I got this guy. Now, I don't endorse him in any way because I think
Neither do I.
he's kind of a jerk.
I
But
don't like him.
He put on this podcast,
I don't like him.
and he ran off a bunch of statistics on single moms.
I don't like him.
And Nicole don't like him either. But on this topic, he got it right.
Well,
And
this is the only thing he's gotten right in a long
because
time.
he got his stats from the Pew Research Center, as well as the Census Bureau, and you can look this up, single mom statistics on Google search.
And this will back up everything he's telling you. So let's get started.
So we got two Davids watching us. One is my brother, and the other one is David Gomez.
Oh, hi, David Gomez. Glad you could join us.
So tonight I'm gonna play just maybe 5 minutes or so of his podcast, because
Not very long because people haven't short attention span.
all the statistics he gave, like,
You can look up on Google.
yeah, like 80% of the food stamp recipients are single moms.
And then
70% of our inmates
are in prison
are
and,
from single mom
and then
households,
75 has committed suicide.
and kids have a much higher suicide rate. They grew up in
Okay,
single mom households. So
honey, what is this thing here? 10 effects.
I didn't write them all down, but there are a couple of them.
Read the one you got.
Kids who come from single mother households tend to achieve less in school. They have lower grades. They experience emotional effects. They're twice as likely to commit suicide.
Alcoholism, mental illness.
They have mental illness. They have alcohol abuse. And
They develop siblings and single mothers guide.com. You can look
So,
that up and you can
anyway,
read it all.
we're going to play just a few minutes of this guy's podcast, and we're going to go over some other numbers that I'm going to get off the Census Bureau.
Did you bring your hot chocolate I brought you, or did you
I drank it.
Good girl. Good boy.
Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio.
Hi,
And
Sonny.
I'm looking at a story from a newspaper website in
you wanna write these
Fredericksburg,
names down,
West Virginia.
Hello, Gladys and Ernesto.
Fascinating. Lots of good information here. Some people will hear this and be very excited to hear the numbers.
So this guy's going to run off some
Some
numbers
people will be really pissed off.
on single moms.
For me, that's talk show nirvana. How perfect is that? Some of you are going to love this. Some of you are going to get pissed off. Again, from Fredericksburg.com in Fredericksburg, West Virginia. Single motherhood, says the website. Maybe a walk in the park in Hollywood. Obviously, they've never been to Hollywood.
Yeah.
But it's, in real life, it's a dismal slog.
Hello.
Hi, Bill.
Fully
Hello,
1 in
Bill.
3 women in the Fredericksburg area who give birth are unmarried. And while many valiantly struggle to provide a good home for their children, reality bites. For despite the who needs a man message of the Murphy Browns and the Madonnas, study after study shows that kids raised in two-parent households do best. That's why the Bragg Hill Family Life Center's focus on healthy marriages deserves healthy applause.
Yes.
Testifying before the House Subcommittee on Human Resources, Heritage Foundation Senior Fellow Robert Rector said the following. Nearly 80% of long-term child poverty fathers in broken or never married families. Each year, the government spends over $200 billion on means-tested aid to families with children.
Yes, he's correct. All these statistics come off the Census Bureau, but the way he presents it is better than I could ever think about doing it.
Hi, Eric.
82% of food stamp recipients are single mothers. 82%. And I got that off the Census Bureau. You can look that up yourself.
Can you say hi to Eric?
Hello, Eric. So, like I said, this guy that I'm playing, I don't endorse him, but the way he presented it is shocking. So, without further ado, let's play a few more minutes, and then I'm going to go to the Census Bureau and run some more statistics by you on single moms. I'll tell you, if you think being a single mom is easy, it is not.
It's very difficult.
I know a lot of single moms.
So do I. They're struggling.
They are struggling. No kidding.
I mean, they're struggling just to keep food on the table for their children.
But too many of them are irresponsible. And the sad part is, half of them will never get married. Because a lot of the guys
don't want to raise another man's child to begin with.
Yeah, they don't. And they'll never attract the successful, eligible bachelor who can get any chick he wants because he's got money, he's got
style,
he's healthy and
he's successful.
Successful. And healthy, successful guys can get any woman they want. I should know. I married one 11 years ago. I'm just saying.
And the thing is, he's old enough to be my father.
See? We've been married 11 years. That's true. It's true. So single moms are not
struggling right now.
And the answer to this situation, because we all know someone that's a single mom. Now, the majority of the single mothers have never been married. Now, there's a certain percentage that are widowed, like about 20% are widowed, certain percentage that are divorced, and that's also factored in, but over half of the single mothers were never married. They had children out of wedlock.
They rather keep having babies and stay in poverty than get married.
That's right, over half. And the rest were either widowed or divorced.
And then you wonder why the kids are, and then you wonder why your kids grow up with disabilities, or they're not doing well in school, or they got
they're fatherless homes. I mean, how often do we hear about this?
Especially that you have boys. Boys need that strong male figure, and if he isn't there, what do you expect that son to grow up to be? A man? No.
And
he's going to grow up to be all messed up in the head.
You can Google search single mother stats on Google search and get all the numbers. Some of the numbers I want to present to you.
I had a friend that's got 5 adopted kids, and he's divorced, but he's still involved in their lives very much because he knows they need a father.
But the welfare program won't allow these single moms to marry the fathers of these children because they'll take away all the benefits.
Food stamps, SSI, Medicaid,
but
all that.
If they married the father to begin with, they probably wouldn't need the food stamps.
Because the father is supposed to be the leader and provider of that home. That's
assuming the father has any kind of success at all, unless he's a deadbeat, a whopper flopper.
And you don't even marry a man that is going to come in your house and just lay there and do nothing and make you, take care of the kids and take care of him. He's supposed to be the breadwinner and the provider for that family. It says the man is the head of the family.
I've known several single moms who are supporting the deadbeat boyfriend.
I know one, I talked to a girl yesterday at a restaurant, and instead of him working, she's working and supporting him and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Because he won't work.
No, he's a total deadbeat.
It's not that he can't work. He won't work.
He won't.
And I didn't tell this, but I thought, I go, you know what? It would be a waste of good gunpowder to shoot him.
It would. It'd be a waste of gunpowder. I agree. But I'm going to go on with this guy's radio show here, and we're going to play a few more minutes. He's going to run some numbers by. Like I said, he can do it better than I can. And the way he does it...
But he's going to do it too, though. He's going to throw his 2 cents in, right?
Right. I'm going to comment on what this guy is saying and what I've got off the Census Bureau and the Pew Research Center.
All right, let's get started.
3/4 of this aid flows to single-parent families. Children raised without a father in the home are more likely to experience emotional and behavioral problems. Are you hearing this?
Mm-hmm.
Children, I want you single mothers to hear this now, okay? Children raised without a father in the home are more likely to experience emotional and behavioral problems,
Yep.
school failure,
We just
drug
mentioned
and
that.
alcohol abuse,
Yeah, we
crime
mentioned
and incarceration.
Mm-hmm. I'm into that, too.
And for you dopey sluts who crank out little crumb crunchers, incarceration means being put in jail. Big word, but there you go. This story goes on to say the centrist Democrats of the Progressive Policy Institute have said much the same.
That's
Single
correct.
motherhood isn't good for moms either. Listen
No.
carefully. A recently released congressional study on women in the workforce found that the numbers of single mothers and displaced women are increasing,
Hi, Barbara.
and that they are, quote, vastly overrepresented in the nation's low-paying service jobs.
So do you
Yes,
do that? Prison?
yes, oh, that is true. The majority of our inmates, 70% of our inmates come from single parent, mostly single mother households. They
And then-
grew up in a fatherless...
And then 75% they go ahead and commit suicide when they're older because they
A
grew up
large-
without a father in the home.
So what this guy is saying is right on the money, and it's sad.
No, he's not saying stay in a relationship if you're being abused. That's not what he's saying. It's just that father needs to be in the home to raise those children the right way so they don't end up all messed up in the head.
And here's another interesting statistic. He may list this in a couple of minutes,
Later.
but only of married people like us, if we were married with children, only 6% of married families are in poverty. Only
But,
6%.
But honey, even if we did have a kid and we did some reason get divorced, I would make sure he stays in his kid's life.
So, versus like 40% of single moms live in poverty.
With their children.
That's alarming.
But these parents get into this predicament of living in poverty, and then they go ahead and have more kids. Stop having babies.
Yeah.
Stop.
You know why they do it?
Until you're more stable.
You know why they do it? They do it to get more food stamps, a bigger welfare check, more TANF. WIC, TANF, food stamps,
Social Security.
public housing assistance.
Medical
And
insurance.
then the system is set up to trap you. You can't get out even if you wanted to.
Because you're under all of these other people.
Unless you're a single mom, you met this guy who makes 6 figures a year.
You're lucky to.
That's the only way you're going to
make
get
that.
out of it. But you're not going to... A guy that's making 6 figures a year...
Is not going to walk into a family and say, well, I'm going to take care of these kids.
Yeah, he's not going to date a single mom.
Sorry.
He can
See
get
ya.
any babe he wants. And he's not going to go for the single mom. Let's be realistic.
Unless he's desperate.
Guys making 6 figures are not desperate.
No, I'm talking about the ones that can work but won't work.
Yeah. So guys
You know,
making
you-
6 figures
you know,
generally
they-
drive nicer cars and take better care of themselves, and
Yeah,
they can have their choice.
But have you noticed lately that some people take better care of their cars than they do their homes? Have you realized that? I have.
That's another topic. Let's get back onto the radio show.
Okay.
And here are a few more numbers this guy's going to rattle off.
Well,
So
hurry up
pay
there.
attention.
Furthermore, a study in Sweden discovered that single mothers had a 70% higher premature death rate than mothers with partners. The former were more apt to commit suicide, be murdered, or drink themselves to death.
I've seen him do it too.
Are you hearing this? Single mothers are more apt to commit suicide, be murdered, or to drink themselves to death.
True.
More gripping data, these on economics. The U.S. Census Bureau calculates that just 6% of married parent families
You just mentioned that.
lived in poverty in 2001. Are you hearing that? 6% of two-parent families lived in
It's
poverty. What percentage of...
okay. We just for an update. This show's a few years old, but the numbers have gone up since then. But
He's reading from 2001. That's been a while, but it's still muchly true today.
it's still mostly true today. But the numbers
and
are higher.
it's rising.
The
by
numbers are
today.
higher than what he's giving off a little bit.
But they were pretty high in
But they're
2001.
still alarming because
too.
it hasn't changed. It's gotten worse since I came across this. I know that
You might not like him, but he makes a lot of sense sometimes.
this is a few years old, but you can go to the U.S. Census Bureau. You can go look up single mother stats
And read it all yourself.
and get all the latest data
Updates he's got.
because even the Census Bureau may be a little. I don't know when they took the
outdated.
last census, so
Probably been a while.
even their
'Cause
numbers
it
may
keeps
be a little.
rising. Oh.
But you know that the numbers are bad.
Hi, Nathan.
So we're going to play a little bit
You
more.
say hi to Nathan.
Hello.
Single-parent families lived in poverty? 7%? 8%? No. 33%. 33%.
That number's
versus
about the
6%.
same today.
Single mothers, hardly a surprise, are also the largest group of welfare recipients.
That is true. Still
True.
today.
Though 75% of unwed mothers of newborns express a desire to marry the child's father, a big first step in avoiding public assistance. Marriage has been undercut for decades by welfare rules, pop culture,
True.
and adults' failure to teach the wisdom of the grade school ditty, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a baby and a baby carriage.
That's how it's supposed
Thankfully,
to
we
be.
are waking up. In November, the multinational, multi-ethnic, and multicultural delegates to the UN's Doha International Conference on the Family declared the following. All institutions of society should respect and support the efforts of parents to nurture and care for children in a family environment.
That is correct.
The 2005 White House budget included $240 million to promote responsible fatherhood and healthy families.
Not enough.
Virginia's Partners in Prevention program urges women to take a trip to the altar before having kids. And in Fredericksburg, West Virginia, the Bragg Hill Family Life Center's two-day conference on families last week kicked off our own hometown healthy marriage initiative. The center's director, Reverend Joseph Henderson, says we want to encourage healthy relationships so that kids and those affected have a better chance of being successful. Speaking of the rise in single motherhood, Dr. Donald Stern, director of the Rappahannock Area Health District, declares we have this cultural trend that needs to be reversed. That's single parenthood, by the way. Hollywood hype must be trumped by hard facts. 70% of Virginia's inmate population grew up in fatherless homes. 75% of teen suicides occur in a home where a parent has been absent. Twice as many, are you hearing these numbers? Twice as many kids raised in single-family homes drop out of school. Any of this sounding attractive so far? Perfection in human affairs is unattainable. Some non-marital births will occur. But to present unwed motherhood as a nifty, no-pain option, as Hollywood often does, is sheer mischief. Groups like the Reverend Hendersons are working heroically to undo it. Now, you will rarely see me in any way.
Okay. That's pretty much the premise of what he's saying here is a single mother.
All right, well, why did you ever hear about single dads? There's a lot of single dads out there.
That's true. I've done just a little bit of homework on that, on the single dad phenomenon, and the single dads tend to do better. They're
What, more stronger, more reliable, more.
but their
responsible?
numbers are on the rise, and the single mothers, because the courts are awarding more and more dads custody in recent years, because the single mom statistics are just bad. And now more and more courts
Are saying
are finally reversing that.
I'm giving a kid to his father or her father.
Because of the single dads, they say only like 7% of single fathers live in poverty. Only 7%. Did you hear that? You can look this up. There is another video that.
Does it discuss single dads?
Let's see, light.
Get 100 meg internet, 200 TV channels, and unlimited calling for $69.99 a month for 1 year from Suddenlink. Plus HBO and Showtime included for 1 year. Free HD cable box and modem with Wi-Fi too. Click now for new residential customers. Taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See website for details.
Okay. Hopefully here it is. Single mother statistics. You can look this up. And
Show them.
it's called singlemotherguide.com.
And here's some of the stats he's got
And
here.
there are some interesting stats. But on the single dad, only like 7% of single dads
actually have their child with them.
are living in poverty. 93% are not living in poverty versus the single moms. 33 or 35%, 35.6% are poor. 7% for single dads, 35.6% for single moms. Now that's
Why do dads do so much better?
because maybe
They're more responsible?
they make a little more. They're less emotional than women. I don't know. Dads just do things differently than a mother would. Most single dads are because their wives pass away.
To some point,
Some are because mom just
doesn't want the kid anymore.
is a deadbeat mom. The deadbeat moms are on the rise. My own parents had to raise my little sister Brianna because
Your mom
I had a
was
cousin who was
was
just
a meth head?
a meth head. So they took custody of Brianna. But that just goes to show you how many deadbeat mothers are out there.
It's amazing.
It is on the rise because some of these deadbeat moms don't want a kid hanging on them.
Come here.
Interferes with their dating and party life.
You want to say hi? You want to say hi?
So, but dads, yeah, generally make more money.
They're not as emotional as women.
They're not as emotional. They handle stress a little differently than a mother would. That would be my guess. And David, if you want to come online, you can.
This is our baby right here. This is Isis.
Hello, kitty.
You gonna say hi?
I'm gonna-
Oh,
See, David, Denise.
a lot of people want to come on camera right now.
So if David wants to join me, he can. He's done it in the past. If anyone wants to join me on your take on single moms,
David wants to
yes,
be
David's already
on
going
your
to
video.
put in his 2 cents worth on single moms.
What does he know about it? He know about single moms.
Well, he's going to give his take on single mothers. And I'm going to, over the next week, I'm going to see if I can't talk to a few single moms or find somebody out there that would
They
like to
probably
come
know
on.
Georgia. Hi, David.
Hello, David.
Hello.
Tonight's
How are
topic
things?
is single mothers. What
Well,
can you tell us?
I've actually known a few of them.
So, you've got the floor.
I have to admit, yeah, it's hard for a single mother to raise a child, but there are some cases in which it actually works out well.
Well, yeah, if that is true. If you flip the coin over, they say 35% are in poverty. That means 65% are not in poverty. So yeah, you just gotta flip the coin over. That is true.
Okay, I have dated 3. Matter of fact, one of them, her dad is watching right now. There's Sherry. You remember Sherry?
Yeah,
She was a single
I
mother.
remember Sherry.
So Melissa was a single mother. Kim was a single mother. They raised their kids, and they're doing quite well.
How many, Delight, on government assistance, were they really doing well, or are they still living in poverty? What do you mean by doing well?
Yeah, they're getting government assistance to help out. That's easily understandable. But the kids actually turned out pretty well. Like Sherry, two of her boys, they're in the military. Kendra, she went off, she got herself married. Okay. Um, Melissa's kids, they're doing well. Uh, Kim's daughter, she's married, living in Lebanon. So they've
Now
actually
the
turned out
numbers,
well.
yeah, that could be, but these numbers I'm giving off, that doesn't say that all these kids are going to end up in prison, or I mean, not all. Some are going to be successful. That is true, but a lot of these single parent kids are more likely to drop out of school, commit suicide, and stuff like that. I mean, not all of them, but they're more likely to than
There's a
you and
majority.
I, who were raised in a nuclear family.
You go with both parents in the home.
Yeah,
You guys got lucky.
David, you and I were raised with both parents, so you and I got lucky.
Really.
Yeah. Um, but I don't think all his statistics is is right. I I don't know how to explain, but you,
Well,
I don't
you
think
can
the
go
numbers
to
are
the
that
Census
high.
Bureau, get these same stats I just rattled off. They're available. You can Google search single mothers, and these stats will come up. That's all I did, is a Google search.
Well, I just I just can't see the numbers being as high as you think. I just don't see it.
Like what? Be specific.
Well, what was that rate on women committing suicide? What was that rate?
They're more likely to commit suicide. There's no specific percentage. They're I mean, they're more likely to commit suicide, have alcohol abuse. They're sitting at the bar drinking all the time.
The ones that mostly do that are the ones where the kids are already gone. That much I have realized. Once the kids are out of the house, yeah, then they probably start drinking and stuff, get a little heavier on the drinking, which they really shouldn't. But you can't tell somebody don't do that because they're not going to listen to you because they've had a hard life and now they just want to relax. Kids are out of the house. It's time to relax, which they wasn't able to do while they were being a single mother raising a child. They couldn't do it. Now there are some out there that will, and that's a shame to see that kind of stuff. But it
Yeah.
happens. I mean, I hate to see anybody raise a child on their own. I would rather see a man and wife raising a child. But
But
sometimes,
there's not enough men manning up to do that. They just love them and leave them, and they're on their way.
well, each person has a different situation that is brought upon them. Like a woman, her husband might pass away. And here she is with the kids, having to raise them on their own. And you're right. A
Yeah.
lot of men don't like taking on other people's kids.
No, they
Okay?
don't.
But a
The
real man,
statistics.
if he loves this woman, he'll love the children too. But not all men are that way. Unfortunately. You got to realize if you're going to be dating a single mom, you're also dating the kids. Because you got to get those kids to like you.
Yes.
But the same thing can happen when a guy's wife passes away and he's stuck with his kids. And a lot of women are the same way. They don't want to raise somebody else's kid. It's unfortunate that happens, but it does happen in life. All I can say is maybe they need to help out, maybe turn to God. You know, go to the church. It would help out a whole lot by going to church and being with people that already love you for who you are. And they will be glad to help out if they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But single mothers, they really have it rough. Because finding a good man is hard. Because, like you said, a lot of guys don't want somebody else's kids.
They don't want to raise them.
It's
I mean,
true.
what kind of man they're going to end up with? The man that's making good money, 6 figures, or over 60,000 a year, won't date single moms. They can have any woman they want. They're not going to pick a single mother. They're going to pick the.
You got me.
They're going to pick the woman with no kids.
Well, honey, well, you picked me because I didn't have kids. I didn't
Let's
have
face
kids,
it.
and I wasn't married before.
If you're an eligible bachelor making over 60,000 a year, you're not going to date a single mom.
You didn't say I can get any chick I want.
That's right. So, what kind of guys are single moms going to end up with?
Half of them end up with deadbeat boyfriends.
That's right. That's so many of them just end up with drunks and deadbeats. Because the guys who make good money can have better, and they do.
Well, let me answer a question real quick that somebody brought up. Andy Clona wants to know if this is a clown show. I said no. I hate telling this, but no, it's not.
No, it's not a clown show.
No.
This is reality
This
here.
is serious.
We're not professionals. This is
we're
reality. It's not scripted.
Come on. We just pick a topic and run with it.
Yeah, we just pick a topic and run with it. As far as my research, I got pulled up right here from singlemotherguide.com. And they get a lot of theirs from the Census Bureau, the Pew Research Center.
It's hard to believe that they've never been married 50%.
50% of single moms have never been married. They're out of wedlock.
29 are divorced.
29% divorced, 21% are widowed or separated. So, yeah. So, David, you're in Ontario, Canada? Wow, what's it like up there?
Very cool.
Is it cold up there?
You have to give me a minute here. I actually need to turn my truck off, and I got to turn it back on and get sound again.
It's cold up here.
Okay, I got sound back.
My brother's a truck driver, and he is in Ontario, Canada at this moment.
Is it cold up there?
Is it very cold up there at the moment?
No, I'm fine. I mean, as long as it's not 20 below zero, I'm good to go.
Is there a lot of snow up there still this time of year?
Yeah, there is some snow, but the direction I'll be heading, I'll be headed toward Washington with my load.
Wow, Washington. Cool.
Nicole said she wants to go with you on one of your trips.
No, you said you want to go with him on one of his trips.
Tag along. Might be fun.
Well, you never know where I'm going to end up at.
What?
You never know where I'm going to end up at.
Honey, I would bug him so much he'd be begging to take me home to you.
Nicole said she'd be bugging you so much
You want to take the phone, bring him back to me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I got plenty of duct tape and rope. No problem.
But yeah,
And, of course, I miss you too much.
I enjoy these live streams, but you know, David, what I find interesting is there's more stats on single moms than single dads. There's not that much out there on the single dads, and they're out there,
No, they are.
but there's not a whole lot of facts or figures.
Oh,
I can't even do a whole program. I'll be lucky to do 5 minutes because it's.
well,
I Google searched it. There's not too much out there.
not really.
That's because there's more research on women than there is on men as far as being single with kids. Most people don't look at the men, men side.
Yeah. So
Anything else you want to talk about?
I just wanted to get your take on the single mother situation because you did date a couple of them.
Did you ever date
Well,
a single mom?
what did she say?
I asked him if he ever dated a single mom.
Me personally,
Yeah.
no, no.
And why not?
I didn't want somebody else's kids.
Ah,
Let's just put it that way.
Well, you didn't want kids and you didn't want ex-husbands hanging around.
When I met her, she was 22, young, beautiful, single, and a
I was
hottie.
23, actually.
No ex-husbands, no kids. I figured,
Why not?
why not?
well, as I've dated a couple women who had kids, I had no
Still
problem with
married.
it.
So,
We're married 11 years now, so we must be doing something right.
I'm old enough to be her dad. So I scored. I'm just saying these statistics, and what kind of guy is a single mom going to get? Smart guys like me won't date them. And I married a young, beautiful girl.
If you're a single mother and you're actually dating a guy and he already knows about the kids, and he likes the kids, as far as I'm concerned, she scored. She got the right guy. As
Yeah.
the guy's willing to accept the kids, accept kids with her, hey, she's good to go. She got the right guy.
But that's hard to do. You got to admit that's not an easy task.
Well,
I mean, I feel bad for single mothers. I do. Because they're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Well, one thing you have to realize when you're a single mother, you have to look out for your children. So they're pretty well protective of their children, so they're really picky about the guys that they're dating. And sometimes that can be a problem. Because sometimes you could have a great guy that's willing to take on the responsibility of being a father, but she'll chase him off because she's trying to protect her children. And she gets the wrong impression about an individual sometimes.
It's
So
hard for a single
typical.
mom to find a good guy. It can't be an easy task. I mean, it can be done, but it's hard.
It's far between.
I feel for single moms. I do. I wouldn't know what to do if I were in their position. Because the deck seems to be stacked against them.
Most of the time,
But on
yes,
the
it
flip,
is.
but on the flip side of the coin, 65% do not live in poverty. I mean, if you want to flip the coin over, because so many of these programs focus on the hardships of single moms, but they don't look on the ones who are successful and who have careers and they're advancing. That's 65%, but the media never focuses on the 65% that are not living in poverty.
That's right.
Do you think it's because of ratings? It doesn't fit their narrative to focus on the successful single moms who are doing well.
I would say some of it, yeah. I mean,
But I,
most people, for some odd reason these days, rather than looking at the positive side of things, they always look at the negative side.
see,
They're not. Oh, go
when
ahead.
I pulled these statistics up, there is a flip side to this coin that's very positive. But so many of the media focus on the negative.
I don't know why, but as far as media is concerned, I believe that they have been focusing on the negative side for way too long. I mean, anytime there's anything negative, they'd rather report that than report something that's good. That's the reason why when you watch the news, rather than seeing good stuff that's been happening, you see a lot of bad stuff.
Except the local news. The local news, like KY3, tends to be a little bit better. They do tend to focus a little bit more on positive things.
I think the news, even local news, if they had focused more on the positive side and focus on that and just broadcast a little bit of bad stuff, but report more good stuff, then it would make people feel better about life. But instead, they focus on the negative stuff, like anything that's like Trump. Okay, anything bad, they focus on that, but they don't focus on the good stuff that he's doing.
I don't agree with everything Trump does. I think this wall is stupid. I don't agree with the wall.
I agree with him.
I think I'd rather legalize all the immigrants. I mean, they're already buying our consumer goods. They're buying cars, phones, tablets, clothes. If I can legalize them and turn them all into taxpayers and voters, that would be good.
But the
They're
problem
already
is,
contributing to the economy. Why not contribute more by turning them into taxpayers?
well, problem is, see, most of them they don't want to become American citizens. They just want to come here, get the money, and that's it. They come
Well,
here, they
some
get
said
the
they
free health care and all this stuff, but they're not wanting to become American citizens. They're not working toward that. That's the problem.
want them to become
They come.
American citizens.
I want them to pay taxes like I have to every year.
I want to keep them. I don't want to deport them. I want to keep them. They want to come, let them come. But
I want them to
by
pay
golly,
taxes like everybody else.
if you want to be a citizen, I'll turn you into a citizen. You want to vote, you got to pay taxes too.
Now, I don't mind the idea of them wanting to come to America, but I think they should be given a time and point of either become an American citizen by this time point, or you're gone. But
Yeah. So
they're not looking. They're not doing that. That's the problem.
yeah.
They'll run
Well,
back to Mexico and then come back and start all over again.
Yeah. Dave, we need to get back on the topic of single mothers. Is there anything you want to add to this? Because tonight's topic is single moms.
I have to admit, if a single mom can raise a child and do it right, I want to shake their hand. They're doing a good job. But if you got a single mom out there who doesn't even try, they're the ones who end up losing their children. And that's like punishing the child. If you're going to be a single mom, raise your child right.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's 60% of them, or 65%, that don't live in poverty, according to the research center.
Well, if they don't live in poverty, hey, that's good. I'm glad.
That's a good thing. But the
Yeah.
media never focuses on the positive end of it.
That's just a negative.
I just feel sorry for that 40% who does live in poverty, because if they if they can't get their act together and do a good job raising their kids, they end up losing their kids. And I feel sorry for the kids. I do.
They say that the black community has the highest percentage of single moms over the other ethnic races.
Well, I'd rather not comment on that because I don't want to
I mean,
seem
that's
like
straight from the
I'm
Census
making a
Bureau. They broke
racist
it
comment.
down. It's not racist. The Census Bureau. All the stats are coming from the Census Bureau. They broke it down: whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians. They have it all broke down. So I don't know.
That's,
The single moms that you know, I mean, how much did they really struggle? You were with them. What was it like?
well, when I was with them, things were okay. It's afterwards they kind of go downhill sometimes. Sherry got so bad, her kids ended up going and living with friends rather than living with her, but she was living in her car. That's how far downhill she went, which is
Wow.
bad. I feel sorry for her, but still, she talks with the kids, even though they're grown up, moved out, like in the military. Like the other one's married, so they turned out okay. It's just even though she wasn't with them all the time.
If anyone else wants to come on camera, send a request. They have to send a request like David did.
Do you think Tiffany's trying?
We're talking about
I,
single moms.
I tried to invite a couple of single moms on here to watch this or make comments, but I haven't seen or heard anything from either one of them. So
That's okay. I would like to have one so I can talk to one and give her the floor.
Well, you've got someone coming to Georgia, don't you?
I was just kind of wondering if Carl Range is still on here yet, watching. You still on here, Carl?
I don't see. I see a Ben, Tiffany, and Robert.
Should see a Fred Lampe, Robert Monday. Should see a whole lot of them. Lisa Marie, Dana Butts, Douglas Futter. I can't pronounce his last name. Andy Colonna, Simon Bell Reed, Terry Blankenship, Sarah Garden, Billy Penn, Valerie Witt, Vaughn Taylor.
And for those of you watching, tonight's topic is single moms. We're trying to discuss it a little bit. You can go on the Google search and look up single mother statistics and get all the hard facts and all the numbers. And remember, folks, the numbers you're looking at could be a little outdated. The Census Bureau, I don't know how often they update their stats. But if you look at the flip side of the coin, there's a positive side too. The media never talks about it.
Yeah, if I had thought
They
about it, I
never,
would have tried to say something sooner to those girls.
I've known too many single moms. They struggle paycheck to paycheck. I'm not kidding. I've known several. I've worked with them, and boy, I feel for them.
I do too. I really feel for single mothers. They do struggle a lot to try to raise
Too
their
many of them
children.
have boyfriends who won't work. They're working sometimes it's a waitress,
With the boyfriend ring.
and the boyfriend's just a deadbeat.
Time to move the deadbeat out. If he don't want
I've seen that
to
too
do anything for the
often.
household, he don't want to work, he just wants to lay his lazy butt down and not do nothing, just watch TV, get out.
But they won't. They use them for babysitting.
Or they say, and honey, I've heard this one. Take him out. Oh no, I love him.
Yeah,
What's there to love? Nothing.
nothing. They're just using them for daycare. That's why they keep them around. Drugs, alcohol, daycare,
Because they're getting sex on the side.
a little bit of booty call, and that's it.
I said, that's the reason why most of those girls end up losing their children. They get some guy in there with drugs and stuff. Before you know it, you got social services there taking your children.
If anyone else wants to join on camera, join this telecast, send a request.
Let us know.
Let us know.
We need to do a YouTube version here. It's about 9:30.
What?
So, David, yeah, you are a subscriber to my YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Usually when we do this, we also do a YouTube version, but it's a lot shorter than this version because I do it 15 minutes. Short, sweet, bam, bam, bam. So
Okay.
we'll be doing a YouTube version later on tonight. We're going to shoot it and have it uploaded onto YouTube under 15 minutes. So short, sweet, and to the point.
So you can't post this video that we're doing now on YouTube?
Yeah. Not on YouTube, but on Facebook we do. It is posted on Facebook and HD. Yes, I do post it. We shoot a whole different version for YouTube because we got to keep them under 15 minutes.
Or right at 15 minutes.
You have to keep it under 15 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, people's attention spans.
They're not as long
On
as
YouTube, that format, you got to keep your videos under 15 minutes to keep your audience. If it goes over a certain length of time, people just lose their attention. They'll click on another video. So I learned to keep them short and sweet.
A little more
Well, I applaud the single women having to raise children on their own. If you can do it, do a good job, I'm proud of you. That's what I have to say.
I am
to
too.
single women.
I worked with some single moms, and they struggle. I've seen them struggle.
They work their butts off trying to make ends meet.
And I feel bad when they have deadbeat boyfriends who won't work. They take their tips home, and
The boyfriend uses it for drugs.
right, and the alcohol abuse, the drug abuse,
Cigarettes.
the cigarettes and lottery tickets they spend, and they wonder why they don't have any money.
That means a girl you work with, she spells, she sends all her money, she gets them, and then she complains, I can't buy myself a new car.
And I have to, David, I have to think some of what they do is because they bring it on themselves. They squander the money on alcohol, lottery tickets, drugs. You see a lot of truth in that, David? They squander it when they could apply the money.
Or save it some way.
Well, the girls I date, they don't do that. But there are some out there that do. And I said, I feel sorry for the children. And the ones that's got deadbeat boyfriends or deadbeat dads living at home, whatever, get them out. Get you somebody that will actually love you and love your children and will be willing to take on the responsibility of helping you raise those children.
Right.
What are you doing?
I know you're probably running short on time, aren't you?
No. Facebook Live, we're broadcasting in HD.
Okay, I didn't know if you only had 30 minutes to do it in or not.
No, we can go an hour and a half. We don't have a time limit on Facebook.
Okay.
I don't want to go an hour.
I'm in the fast lane. I have a high-speed internet here, so I'm broadcasting in high definition.
Well, Where I'm at is a little slow, but oh well.
So you should be getting a crystal clear picture.
Yeah, you guys are pretty clear. Unfortunately, it's nighttime here, and I don't have that much light in my truck, so.
That's okay. Actually, you're coming in pretty good on this screen. Your
Really?
picture's coming in. Yes.
I look
You
pretty
must have
dark
a
on my.
good camera on that thing because
That's
you're
how.
appearing almost in HD. It's the lighting.
Yeah, I'll go this light on one side right here, right above my head here.
That's why you come in really good. It's like we have our lighting here. We have the studio lights in here, and it helps bring out the color and makes us appear like we're. This is an 8 megapixel camera, but with the lights, it makes it look like it's like 20 megapixels. It's not even an HD camera. It's an iPad Pro.
Mine's just a cell phone.
Mine's an iPad Pro. I mean, it only have 8 megapixels, but our lights make it appear better and superior.
Well, it's also we got 18.
It's all lighting. It's all in the lights.
Yeah.
To 318. So.
But David, I'm glad you were able to talk to us. Is there anything else you want to say about single moms?
No, I think I'm doing good. I'm kind of dating one right now, so. But her daughter's already moved out and married already, so.
Oh, that's a little different. They're not
Yeah.
little. They're grown up and out of the house. That's a completely different situation there.
Yeah, I haven't called her yet today, but I can do it tomorrow. I'll call her tomorrow before I go get my load. I gotta take that
Okay.
load to Washington, drop it off there.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna let you go just in case somebody else wants to join.
Okay. Thanks, David. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much.
All right, you take it easy, all right?
Bye, David. Okay, it should be going back to full screen here in a sec. So, that was my brother David, and hopefully we can go back to full screen here in a second.
You have to push anything to make it do that?
No, it's on his end. I don't know why it has it on the screen. Let me see. I don't want to hit the X button either. There we go. There we go. We're back to full screen.
It just takes a minute.
So tonight's topic was single moms. And at some point, I'm going to bring a single mom on here to talk about her struggles. I'm going to give her the floor. If you're a single mom and you're watching this,
and you want to come on, you're more than welcome.
Yes.
We can do 2 or 3 of them if you want.
Are we going to do one person at a time? My brother just left,
unless you bring them in here personally and put them on the camera.
We can do it right from your home. Just get in front of your camera, send me a request, and I'll put you on. If you're a single mom, I want to hear from you. Believe me, and you'll have the floor. You know, I'll give you the floor. It's this is a topic that there's two sides to the coin. There are the successful single mothers who are doing well, and there's the ones the media always talks about, the ones who are not.
It's almost 10. We need to get to our YouTube version.
So, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Allison, Tina, Sonny. If anybody wants to tune in still.
Thank you, Kat, for joining us earlier.
And if you still want to come on video right now, send me a video request.
You got a couple of minutes.
And I'll put you on. Tonight's topic is single moms, so I'd like to hear what you got to say about it.
Well, Lisa says bring them on camera.
Yeah.
So does Tina.
Bring them on camera. Well, Facebook always says that. So, if somebody wants to join in, you got to send a request for me to accept. And I will put you on, and I'll give you the floor to hear what you got to say about single mothers. It can be on the positive end, the ones that are successful that you know about, or because there's two sides of the story. I mean, you go on these statistics. I know they say like 35% are in poverty. That means 65% are not in poverty. So
Honey, we gotta do our.
there's always two sides to this coin, and but I personally have known too many single mothers who are struggling paycheck to paycheck and supporting deadbeat boyfriends. I've seen this with my own two eyes. You know,
Honey.
why are they in poverty? Is some of it by choice because they're just they waste money on things they shouldn't be wasting money
Alcohol,
on?
drugs, cigarettes, gambling.
Like I said, I told this story before. I watched a girl spend at least $20 on scratcher tickets.
Because she said it was 30.
Between 20 and 30. There was just a pile of scratcher tickets. Somewhere between 20 and $30 she spent on scratcher tickets. And then she says, I have no money to buy groceries.
To feed my little girl. She had
But she just blew money on scratcher tickets. On lottery. Not a little bit. Not $1 or $2 for a Powerball ticket. No, between $20 and $30 worth. She had a whole pile of them stacked there in front of her. I saw it. And it's like, my jaw dropped.
You had the gall to say that?
When she said what she said. I was like, I'm startled. You know? So,
let's do our YouTube version because I'm getting tired.
and as far as the statistics we gave off earlier, you can find this on Google search. Under the Census Bureau or just Google search statistics for single mothers. And you'll get all kinds of facts and figures that I didn't get into because nobody wants to hear dry stats. That's why I asked you to look it up. But I just wanted to say what I had to say about the situation because I've seen too much of it myself personally. My brother's dated a couple.
He's dating one now.
He's dating one now, but the kids are grown up and out of the house. But we're gonna. I'm
Finish it here.
waiting and see if anyone else sends in a video request.
Honey, it's almost 10:04.
I know it says add, but you're the one that's got to send the request to come on.
Can we just do that another night?
Yeah, well, let's see. Add. So, it depends. It's got to be on your end. I can hit the add button on my end, but
Come on.
I think I have to go first. Hello, Lyndall. Lyndall Fraker is a good friend of mine, and Lyndall, tonight's topic was single moms. So if anyone, before we leave, wants to come on and talk about the situation, I know
Honey, let's just finish it for tonight.
Lyndall's in a... he may have some stats of his own, so if anyone wants to talk about the situation with single moms, because it's both good and bad. Like I said, if 35% are living in poverty, there's 65% that are not. But the media never talks about the successful ones, ever. And we never hear about single dads. So now's a good time for us to say good night. And if you want to, we're going to come back Wednesday night and possibly pick up on this topic. If you want to join me on Wednesday night, send me a request, let me know, because once I go live, you have to send the request and let me know.
Okay, let's finish.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and like I said, I played a little bit of that guy's radio broadcast early on because the way he presented it was better than I could. I just said, you know what, I'm going to let this guy present the facts. He's got a good voice, and the way he did it is better than me. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good night.